We are live in sinking spring. It's the Exeter Eagles at the Wilson Bulldogs, the first Student Sportscast baseball event of the season. We have 5 of them coming at you. This is the debut of the Student Sportscast. I am Adam Cooke. To my side is Carson Zadazan.
Yep, ready for a good game here today.
It is going to be a good one. So this is the first Berks 1 matchup of the season for both teams. Exeter is 3-0 so far, Wilson 2-0. Wilson has not played in the last 9 days, but when they last played, it was a good one.
Yeah, the no-hitter, obviously, that's going to be, they're coming off of a high. I don't know, has the high come and gone since then, or do you think they still have the, are they still at that high that they're going to have a good game here today?
Well, it's they're going to have a good pitcher on the mound, that's for sure. It's going to be Ben Culp for the Bulldogs. It was Christo Hunsiker starting that combined no-hitter. So the Wilson Bulldogs are 2-0, as I said. Exeter 3-0. They played on Monday. They won by mercy roll over Garden Spot. Wilson also with a win over Owen J. Roberts. So here are the starters for Exeter. Of course, they are the away team. They are hitting first. Leading off in left field is going to be Jake Hafer, followed by Chase Youse in center, Joel Marino at first base, Brandon Weller behind the plate hitting cleanup, Brenton Feathers at third hitting fifth, Jake Frenick to follow at shortstop, Matthew Warren hitting DH, Carter Redding in right field, and Aiden Rhodes at second base. Their pitcher is going to be Cameron Martin, who had a really, really solid performance for the Eagles in their season opener. Martin is a junior. He threw 7 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts against Pottsgrove to give the Eagles their first win of the season. Wilson is the defending Berks County champion, of course. They went 19-8, made it to the state quarterfinal. And the Eagles, after their first 6, they were 5-1, led Berks 1. Did not end up making the playoffs, though. They are without Alex Kelsey, mainly this year, also Luke Gearing and Carter Oxenrider. Wilson with a pretty solid senior class this season, but also graduated some notable players, those being Tommy Hunsiker, Matt Van Ostenbridge, Nick Forini, and others. Again, Ben Culp is going to be on the mound for them today. Culp is a junior. He was named All-Division last year. He had a 3.02 ERA. Also, he's hitting 4th for the Bulldogs. Went 2 for 4 in their season opener. Culp pitched in that game, went 4 innings, had a run and 2 hits, and we are just about to get underway. It's a cold one, 46 degrees, very windy.
A little bit of snow earlier.
Yeah, and that was very interesting, kind of a staple of Pennsylvania weather. Whoever thought we'd have some snow falling down at a baseball game in late March.
You can never count it out. Never count it out.
You never can. Wilson, coached, of course, by Bill Underwood, the 2024 Berks Coach of the Year. This is his 13th season at the helm. One of their assistants, Mike Zintek, is an Exeter grad, so he'll be coaching against his alma mater. At the helm, Exeter, Justin Fries in his 31st season. And they are exchanging lineup cards at home plate. So let's introduce the starting lineup for Wilson while we have some time. So hitting first for the Bulldogs is going to be Christo Hunsiker, the senior. He's at first base today. Ryan Marmalejos hitting second at second base. Jack Gable at shortstop. Culp, the pitcher, is going to be hitting 4th. Alex Ernesto, the third baseman, to follow. Tim Langle hitting 6th in right field. Cole Lavin hitting DH. To follow Tyler Herbine at catcher, and rounding out this lineup, Colby Kostazak. Is that how you say it?
That's what it looks like. I mean, that's how I would say it.
I will say, this is, of course, this is our first time doing a live broadcast. I've done PA before. This is something I enjoy, and I do it a lot. But pronunciation's not my thing. So if you hear a few slip ups, that's why. You any better at that, Carson?
No, I'm not that good. But they're playing. They're not going to hear it, so they won't care how we say their name.
That's all right. So, again, Eagles will hit first. It's going to be Jake Hafer leading off. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back with the first pitch here in Sinking Spring. Thank you for listening to the Student Sportscast. Bulldogs taking their field here in Sinking Spring. Top of the first coming up shortly. Ben Culp throwing some warm-up pitches. Let's take a look at Culp. Again, he County All-Division last year. He's a junior. He's starting on the mound for the Bulldogs. 3.02 ERA last season. Him and Christo Hunsaker, some great arms at the top of this Bulldogs rotation. Making up for the loss of Matt Van Ostenbridge, who of course, is now at Penn State. Bulldogs won 5-0 against Boyertown. That was not this Monday, but Monday, March 17th. So it has been a while since they have played. Could be slightly rusty. Colt pitched against Owen J. Roberts in their season opener. 2 walks, a run, 2 hits. And the win, of course, 1.750 ERA. Opponent batting average in that game, 154. Culp, the righty, he stands pretty tall. And we're getting ready shortly for the opening of this one.
Earlier we were talking about their jerseys for Wilson.
Yes.
You want to say a little bit about that? What you thought about those?
Yeah. So obviously, when taking a look at this team, you see guys like Culp standing. I mean, this is a pretty tall team. Well, you can see these jerseys are clean. I mean, on both sides, honestly. We got Wilson repping the classic look, white jerseys, red sleeves. Exeter, I believe these jerseys were introduced a year or 2 ago. Blocky font and black jerseys. So Hafer steps in. He's the leadoff hitter, followed by Chase Youse and Joel Marino. Hafer with a pretty great game on Monday against Garden Spot. Hafer went 3 for 3. Pitched 5 innings. 1 hit, 1 run. That was unearned. Drove in 4. Culp in his windup. The pitch. Fastball delivered for a strike. And we are underway here in Sinking Spring. 0-1 count here to Jake Hafer. Hafer, a lefty. Takes an inside curveball. It's a 1-1 count. Hafer, not much crouch in his swing. Stands tall. Also plays football. He's their backup He's the team's backup quarterback. Pitch by Culp. Fastball inside. Hafer dusted back a little bit. 2-1. Hafer takes time out at home. So far this season, Hafer's hitting .455. Fouls him on the plate. It's a 2-2 count. Kind of swinging on the outside pitch.
2-2 to start the count. It's looking good here so far. We'll see what he can do
Yeah,
here.
Culp in a good situation for sure. The pitch, high, not close to the strike zone. Hafer not tempted by it. Full count, 3-2. Wind still coming in. Not as bad as earlier though. Culp delivers. Hafer contact to the right side, past the Christo Hunsiker at first base, and an early hit for Jake Hafer, who stays alive on a 2-2 count. And he's going to be at first base. Eagles in a good position early. So Jake Hafer, last 4 at bats, 4 for 4.
That's what you like to see from a player. Good consistency.
Yeah,
him.
for sure. And Hafer was he was an honorable mention in the county last year. Culp looking back at Hafer at first base. And close play, tries to pick him off. Hafer's back just in time. So the hitter is going to be Chase Yaus. Yaus showing bunt. Pickoff attempt again. Hafer's there in time again. Yaus so far this season, hitting 111. He's hitting second, shows bunt again. Does not pull the trigger, ball on the outside. It's a 1-0 count. He also have a 1 for 2 against Garden Spot on Monday. Had 2 RBIs and scored himself. He's a senior. One of few on this team. Third pickoff attempt to Hafer at first base. He's going to be back in time once again. Hafer with a pretty substantial lead. Has some speed as the leadoff. Yaus shows bunt again. Fouls it off into the catcher's glove. That's Tyler Herbine. So the count's going to be 1-1. Did he make contact with that, Carson?
I don't think he did, actually.
Did he not?
No.
No, I realized that it sounded like he did, but I guess he did not. The count is actually 2-0. Now the count's going to be 3-0. Shows bunt on the third straight pitch. Now he's going to show it on Now he's going to show it on the 3-0 pitch. An interesting decision. Pickoff attempt. Tries to get Hafer again.
Yeah, they're really trying to get him over there at first. They keep trying to bring him back.
Yeah. He's off pretty far.
Yeah.
Fastball down the middle of the plate. 3-1 count. Yaus pulls back on the bunt. Something pretty typical for Exeter baseball. Small ball. Yaus bunts it up the middle. Gulp. Fields it to Hunsiker. It's going to move over Hafer on the sacrifice bunt. It's going to be the first out of the inning. Chase Yaus the sacrifice bunt after, I believe that was a 5-pitch at bat, 4 pickoff attempts to Hafer, and looked like Culp was thinking about throwing to second, but chooses the out at first. So the hitter now is going to be Joel Emarino. Emarino had 3 home runs last year. Has yet to record a hit this season. He is a runner in scoring position early in this one. It's Jake Hafer on second. Culp 11 pitches so far. Has an eye on Hafer. The pitch. It's a low curveball. Hits the dirt. It's a 1-0 count to Joel Emarino. Emarino last year, 268 average, but 852 OPS. Hits for power, and no surprise to see him here hitting third. Fastball inside. Emarino backs off, but it's going to be called a strike. 1-1 count. In the top of the first, 1 out so far. Culp steps off. And he's going to have a chat with Herbine. Hafer given some pressure on the base paths. So again, count is 1-1, 1 out. Joel and Marino at the plate. Marino had 2 walks on Monday against Garden Spot. Curveball low, it's going to be a 2-1 count. Hit the dirt on that one.
Yeah, one thing I've always noticed with baseball is in these colder months, the bats don't move as much.
Yes.
Once it gets
that is
warmer,
something
you'll
to
really see
consider.
them start hitting.
And I mean, those balls were definitely flying off the bats on Monday. I was able to attend that one. Exeter, again, that was a 12-1 win against Garden Spot. So it's a cold one. Like we said, it's in the 40s and wind really blowing. Strike delivered on the inside. It's a 2-2 count. The wind is blowing out to center-ish. At least that could be out to left. It's hard to tell. We are on the near the Exeter dugout on the left side. Fastball high and outside El Marino, 3-2 count. Culp so far. Exeter's been able to get a lot of pitches out of him in these at-bats. And Joel Marino draws a walk on an outside curveball. Runners on first and second base for Brandon Weller now, the catcher, who's hitting cleanup today.
Yeah, the wind is definitely blowing in the right direction for somebody to hit a home run.
Yeah,
Don't
possibly.
you think?
Yeah, yeah.
I know we talked about it being cold and not hitting, but
Yeah.
it's going the right direction.
Yeah, and Weller, Marino was a lefty, so he's usually driving it out to right field. Weller could be aided. Tries to check his swing, goes through. Strike one. It's a high fastball by Culp. Culp so far today, 1 hit, 1 walk. It's going to be, had the sacrifice bunt. That was the first out of the inning by Chase Yaus, but it moved Jake Hafer up to second base. Joel Marino on first again. Tries to pick off Hafer at second. He's going to be back in time. Weller got a hit, an RBI, and a walk on Monday. That hit being a double. He's a sophomore right now. Has taken a step up. Culp again, looking at Hafer. Getting ready. It's an 0-1 count here to Brandon Weller. Pitch. Curveball low in the dirt. 1-1 count. Weller hitting .250 this season. .833 OPS. Culp's getting ready. He's in his windup. The pitch. Fastball low. Weller swinging, fouls it off behind the plate. And a 1-2 count. Good spot for Ben Culp, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's been able to draw 2 strikeouts, I believe, on, is it 3 of the first 4?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, just has not been able to get the out so far. He's going to try on Weller here. Weller takes time at home plate. Culp allowed just 2 hits in his last outing. Sub-2 ERA so far this season because of just that, again, that 1 appearance. Weller to the left side, to the shortstop, and they turn 2. And a big play for Wilson to end that inning.
Yeah, huge play.
Yeah, that's going to end the inning. Jack Gable turns it to Marmoleos, and we are headed to the bottom of the first. Wilson gets the double play. Exeter, 1 hit, 1 walk, no runs. And thank you again for listening to the Student Sportscast. We will see you with Wilson at the plate. Christo Hunsaker to lead off. And we will be back after this. Back here in Sinking Spring, Bulldogs to hit. It's Christo Hunsaker leading off. Eagles warming up. Cameron Martin is going to be the pitcher. He stands tall, and he's quick. He's a quick thrower. Has stepped up in this rotation this season. Spent some time on JV as a sophomore, but as a junior, he's going to be one of their main guys. Gavin Miller, of course, at the top there as well. Jake Hafer started on Monday. And he's going to be throwing to Brandon Weller. Again, Martin went 7 innings in their season opener against Pottsgrove. And no runs. That was a 2-0 win. 7 strikeouts for Martin. So it would not be surprising if he starts hammering the zone early in this at-bat. It's going to be Christo Hunsaker, the right-handed hitter, the senior. Hunsaker last season, 3 home runs, 318 average. He's committed to Millersville. Martin getting ready his windup. And the pitch to Hunsaker. Fastball high, outside. It's going to be a 1-0 count. Hunsaker went 1 for 3 in their last game against Boyertown. Had a walk. Second ball delivered. It's a 2-0 count. Martin in his windup. The pitch. Fastball. It's going to be a strike. Hunsaker looking at that one. And 2-1 count here in the bottom of the first inning. Hunsaker leading off, followed by Marlejos and Jack Gable. Hunsaker fouls a pitch back behind the backstop. It's going to be a 2-2 count. Martin able to claw back from down 2-0. That was a favorable 2-2 count. And the pitch to Hunsaker. It's low. It's going to be a ball. Hits the dirt. I believe that was either change up, breaking ball, whatever it was in the dirt. And it's going to be a full count, 3-2. So we're seeing both offenses so far drawing out these counts. And Hunsaker, good discipline so far. He's going to see the next pitch. He's swinging, fouls it off on the right side, should I say. And he's going to stay alive. Martin's getting ready for the 7th pitch of this at-bat. Start the Bulldogs. And Hunsaker takes timeout. Hunsaker so far this season hitting .500. Fouls it off again to the right side. I believe that's, what, 9th pitch they have back coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah. OPS over 1,300, 4 hits in 2 games. 2 doubles. Hunsaker, of course, also plays football and basketball. Similar to the man in right field, Carter Redding, both of them playing what you can consider the main trifecta of high school sports. And Hunsaker draws a walk on a fastball outside, and after 8 pitches, it's Hunsaker that wins that battle.
Yeah, really working the pitcher here. You know, getting his pitch count up there.
Good discipline by Hunsaker. So the hitter now is going to be Ryan Marmalejos. He is a man on first, that being, of course, Christo Hunsaker. Marmalejos this season, .333 average, .833 OPS. Pitch in the dirt. It's going to be ball 1. Marmalejos 1 for 2 against Boyertown in their last game. Drove in a run, scored 1 himself. Fastball down the middle plate by Martin. It's a 1-1 count. Marmalejos not tempted to swing at that one. Hunsaker is at first base, has a solid lead. Joel Marino is on him. Marmalejos tries to check his swing. He's going to go around. And not sure exactly. I think Marmalejos thought he could go to... I think he thought it was a hit by pitch, but they called it a foul tip. So it's going to be 1-2 count to Marmalejos. Pitch, fastball, fouled off behind the plate, and Brandon Weller makes the catch. So first out here, Marmalejos pops it up behind the plate. Hunsaker, I find a little interesting that Hunsaker was a little tempted to try for second, even though the pitch was only the foul ball was just behind the plate, not by much. So Hunsaker remains on first base. Marmalejos pops it out, and Jack Gable's the hitter now. You could argue that him and Hunsaker are 2 of the top hitters on Wilson so far this that have returned this season. It's going to be a fastball by Martin. It's going to be strike 1, 1-0 count, or 0-1 count, should I say? Gable pops it up to the right side. Joel Marino looking for it. It's going to be out of play. 1-1. 0-2 count now. And Martin, this is his second at-bat so far, getting 2 strikes. Actually, no, has he gotten 2 strikes? I believe he's gotten 2 strikes in all of his at-bats so far on the mound. So Gable trying to stay alive, takes time at home.
And one thing you'll notice is first inning, you're just kind of trying to feel out what's going on,
Yeah.
see what they're pitching, see what they're bringing to you.
Yeah, getting used to Martin. So Martin in his windup. The pitch. Fastball swung on by Gable. That's the second out of the inning. Strike 3 delivered by Martin. And now 2 outs. Has gotten the last 2 batters out. And a good situation now for Cameron Martin, who may have been sweating a little after that first at-bat, do you think?
Probably, but it's calming down.
You never want to let your first runner on, but that's what happened. But now he's looking better. Delivers a fastball. In this next at-bat, it's going to be Ben Culp, the pitcher. Hunsaker stealing. Weller, the throw. It's a one-hopper. Hunsaker safe at second base. It was a close play.
Yeah, very close.
That was I mean, great throw by Weller, a one-hopper.
Yeah.
Just he's not going to get there in time. Hunsiker using his speed there. Fastball inside. It's going to be 1-2 count now. That was delivered for a ball. Culp trying to lengthen this at-bat by a little longer. Fastball low. 2-2 count. They decided to keep Culp in. The DH is going to be in for DH. Cole Lavin is going to be in for the left fielder Nick Heron. Culp went 2 for 4 in the season opener against Owen J. Roberts. Their 4 innings of 1-run baseball against them as well. Martin getting ready. To the left side, pops it out. And the catch is made by Jake Hafer, and that's going to end the inning. Cameron Martin, after allowing the leadoff walk, is going to get the next 3 out. It's going to be a pop out by Marmalejos, a strikeout to Gable, and a fly out by Ben Culp. So we are headed to the top of the second inning. The hitter is going to be Brenton Feathers. Culp's going to continue dealing, and we will see you back in a few on the Student Sportscast. Thank you for listening. It remains a scoreless tie here in sinking spring. Ben Culp returns to the mound. Him and Cameron Martin, both so far 1 hit, one strikeout, 1 walk. Actually, should I say 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Culp allowed a hit to Jake Hafer to start this game. No hits by the Bulldogs in the bottom of the first inning. We're in the top of the second here. Brenton Feathers is going to lead things off for the Eagles. Feathers was named a Berks Honorable Mention All-Star last season, had a .340 average. Culp getting ready in his windup. And the pitch to Feathers. Fastball low, it's called a ball. It's going to be a 1-0 count. Feathers went 2 for 3 on Monday, had 1 RBI, touched the plate once as well. He's going to be followed by Jake Frenick, Matt Warm, the DH. Fastball in the middle of the plate, that zipped right by. And Feathers not tempted to swing. 1-1 count on the strike to Brenton Feathers. And the pitch. Curveball high. Feathers has to back off a little bit. 2-1 count. Again, we are scoreless in the top of the second. Eagles trying to get something going behind Brenton Feathers. Fastball low, 3-1 count. Feathers, among a lot of these players in the Exeter lineup, is a multi-sport athlete. He is the starting goalie for the soccer team as well. Culp placed a fastball by him. Feathers tips it off into the catcher's glove. It's going to be a 3-2 count. Feathers fouls it all to the left side. He's going to stay alive. Another full count.
Yeah.
I wonder. A majority of these Exeter hitters have been getting to full count so far. Frenick will follow Feathers. Frenick is, we're just talking about multi-sport athletes. Frenick is the kicker for the football team. And Feathers going to poke it up. It leaks into center field. And the Eagles with their second hit of the day so far. Feathers. A nice single.
Yeah, good solid hit there.
Yeah, gets right by him. I think Culp was trying to make a play, trying to stop it from getting by, but gets into the hole between second and short, and Eagles have a runner on first. So Frenick, the right-hander, is going to step into the box. Culp taking a look at Feathers at first. Again, another pretty substantial lead. Frenick bunts it down the middle. Culp fields it to Hunsiker at first, and another sacrifice bunt. And you know, if you're thinking this is pretty similar to the first inning, you'd be right.
Yeah.
Walk to lead it off, followed by a sacrifice bunt. So 1 out here.
Exeter likes their bunts.
They do, and that's part of Coach Freeze's game. So it's going to be Matt Warham now. Warham playing his first year on varsity. He's a sophomore. He's the DH hitting for Martin. Pitch by Culp. Fastball inside. It's going to get by Herbine at the plate, and Feathers moves up to third base. 1-0 count here to Warham, and he's got a man just 90 feet away from scoring. And the win, again, it's intensifying here, don't
Yeah.
Warham went 2 for 2 with 2 runs on Monday. Fastball a little bit on the outside, it looked like. And 2-0 count to Matthew Warham.
The wind has picked up a little bit, but the sun is also out now.
Yes,
so.
that is a good point. It got finally some life, you know.
Won't last long, but at least
Probably
it's
not.
there.
Fastball in the dirt. Warham a 3-0 count so far. Fastball inside, Warham takes it, and he's going to draw that walk. 1 out, runners on the corners. In at the plate now. It's going to be Carter Redding hitting 8th, but you know, don't let the 8th spot deceive you. Carter Redding, I mean, one of the great hitters in this Exeter lineup, and we were talking about multi-sport athletes. We mentioned earlier Carter Redding, 3-sport athlete, has done a great job of wide receiver at football.
Yeah, I remember hearing his name a lot.
Yes, he did a very good job, and he's committed to East Stroudsburg for football. Okay. Made that decision a few weeks back, I believe. So they're gonna have a talk with Culp on the mound. Not the best situation for him right now, in a bit of a pickle, but the first inning did end, remember, with a double play. Runner on first could induce another one. But Redding so far this season has been doing a really incredible job. 625 batting average, 1250 OPS. And Redding has a hit in each of his first 3 games. 2 hits in his first 2 games, 1 hit on Monday. Redding, the lefty, in the box. An interesting move by Culp. He looked like he was going to pick off Feathers at third, but instantly spins around, tries to pick off Warham at first, and Warham just barely back in time. Not be surprised if they send Warham on this pitch. They do not. It's going to be a fastball inside for Carter Redding, but it's going to be inside for a strike. So in 1 count here, 1 out again. Tied ball game, runners on the corners. Penn Culp dealing. Culp like another pickoff attempt. It's another close one. Warham just back in time.
Exeter's players aren't afraid to get off the bag a little bit.
No, they're not at all. And they're just getting back, even with a the head first dive. So Culp's delivering to Redding. Fastball high. It's going to be a 1-1 count. So far today, both pitchers relying on that fastball. Mixing in some of the breaking and off-speed action. Culp in his windup, ready for the next pitch. Fastball low. 2-1 count. Redding last season, 400 batting average. Was named All Division. Redding in last season, and he picks off Warham at first base. Warham not back in time. That's going to be the second out of the inning. A big pickoff by Ben Culp, and that really does change things.
It was only a matter of time. They were really getting out there.
Yes.
You were wondering when they were going to get one of them picked off.
And that's probably what I'm not counting, but probably like the 10th to 12th pickoff attempt of this game so far for the Bulldogs. And it's going to net nowadays, and it's a big one. So 2-1 count, 2 outs now in the top of the second. Much more dire situation for Redding. Again, he has Feathers at third base trying to drive him in. Feathers leads off a little bit. Culp blazes a fastball by Redding. It's going to be a 2-2 count now. Yeah, the third baseman, Alex Ernesto, not much interest in guarding it on the base. Culp plays another fastball by Redding, or should I say he gets it a little high. It's a 3-2 count. Redding fouls that off behind the plate, staying alive. 3-2 count. It's full 2 outs in the top of the second inning.
And for as windy as it is, the fan turnout is great. There's a lot of fans here.
Again, this is at Wilson West Middle School. I've always found that a little interesting that they choose to none. I mean, this is fairly close to the high school, but you have to travel a little bit. Redding, fastball by him. He's swinging. And Culp out of the inning. That's the third out of the inning. Strikeout against Carter Redding. So what looked like a pretty sticky situation for Ben Culp. They had a little mound visit to talk about it, but everything they were doing works perfectly. And picks off Warham at first, strikes out Redding, and they're out of the inning. So we are headed to the bottom of the second inning, and it's going to be, I believe, Alex Ernesto to hit. So we will see you then after this brief break. Thank you for listening to the Student Sportscast. Bulldogs due up here in the bottom of the second inning. Still a scoreless tie at 0-0. Now, we had a lot of offensive action in the two matchups last season between these two teams. Wilson won both of those, 9-4 at Exeter and 11-0 at Alice Field for the Berks Baseball Showcase. So Bulldogs just not jumping out on offenses. I mean, to be fair, it was only 1/2 inning. So we'll see if they can get out to another high-scoring start. And trying to get that start is going to be Alex Ernesto, the third baseman. So Ernesto digs in. Martin, the pitch. Fastball on the outside, but it's going to be called for a strike. 0-1 count. Martin continuing to deal. Again, he's a junior. Breaking ball high. Does not get the break that he quite wants. But it's going to be a 1-1 count. And in his windup, the pitch. Fastball high. Ernesto takes it. 2-1 count. Ernesto had a walk in their last game against Boyertown. Fastball inside. 3-1 count. Ernesto yet to record a hit this season. Martin blazes a fastball right by Ernesto. 3-2 count. It's full. Martin in his windup. Fastball. Again, gets Ernesto swinging out number 1 of the inning. And that's a great start for Cameron Martin. Coming back. 3-1 count now. Gets Alex Ernesto down, swinging on the last 2 pitches on fastballs.
Only the beginning of this game, but you can tell he's locked in.
He is.
He's pitching a good game so far.
He is, and of course, as we were talking about earlier, 7 innings against 7 innings against Pottsgrove. Too many Potts to remember. There's Pottsville, Pottstown, Pottsgrove. That's the one they were against in their season opener. So now the hitter is going to be Tim Langle, the right fielder. Langle fouls that off behind the plate. His count, I believe it's 1-1 now. Martin delivered a ball where we were talking about the at-bat, the matchup. Langle sees a pitch, fastball low. It's actually the third ball of the inning, or third ball of the at-bat. 3-1 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And ball 4 is delivered. Gets by Brandon Weller at home. Langle, interestingly enough, it looked kind of like a drop third strike situation, even though, of course, it was 3-1 count. It could have been a drop third strike, but kind of looked like a situation where you had a catcher running behind home plate and the runner sprinting to first. But Langle trying, if that ball went too far behind the plate, possibly could have went for 2. Martin tries to pick him off at first base. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. He has a pretty substantial lead of his own. And another pickoff attempt. Almarina does not attempt to lay the tag. So the hitter now is going to be Cole Lavin, the DH. Tries to check a swing on the fastball. He cannot. 0-1 count. Do appreciate the number of choice. Lefty wearing number 26. Sounds a bit like Chase Utley. I was a player. That's what I repped. 1-1 count. Martin delivers a curveball low. Again, it's Tim Langle on first base. Lavin, the DH, pops it out to left field. It's going to fall. It's for a single. Now Martin in a bit of a tough situation. Bulldogs laying on more pressure here in the bottom of the second. Runners on first and second now. So the walk to Langle and the single by Lavin. 1 out. So Eagles looking for anything. I mean, anything in the air could work as long as it's not too deep. Grounder as well could be a good method to get that out for the Eagles. But we will see. It's going to be Tyler Herbine at the plate. Catcher, curve on the outside. Weller makes the stop. Does not let that go by him. 1-0 count. Weller's going to come up to Martin. And, well, while they're having a chat, let's talk a little bit about Tyler Herbine, the catcher. He's hitting 8th, but he's having a great season so far. He had an average of 100 last year, but he is having he's doing a great job. His average, I believe, is 571. So a big increase. Fastball delivered high, 2-0 count. So we're talking about Herbine's improvement so far. Went 2 for 3 against Boyertown. 2-0 count. The pitch to Herbine. Gets by Aiden Rhodes at second. And a run's going to come in. That is Tim Langle. And the Bulldogs on the board first here today. So Herbine with contact on the right side just gets under the glove of Aiden Rhodes, leaks into right field, and 1-0 is the Bulldogs' lead. Runner still on first and second.
Yeah, Martin working with a little bit of, he's got to get out of this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, again, a double play would do it.
Yeah.
And you wonder if that could have been turned for a double play there.
If he would have, if I wouldn't have gotten under his glove there.
Yeah. Regardless now, the hitter is going to be Colby Kostelic. Lefty digs in. Fouls it off behind the plate. 0-1 count here early. I would not be surprised if Martin is attacking the strike zone here early. Kostelic, the pitch. Fastball high and inside. It's going to be 1-1 count. 1 out here. In the bottom of the second, Bulldogs at the plate. Kostelic shows bunt on the left side. A great bunt. Martin fields it to first. And the call is safe at first. A beautiful bunt by Colby Kostelic.
Bases loaded.
I mean, I don't think you could get any better of a bunt than that.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
The intention, of course, is to, I mean, that was definitely for the sacrifice to move,
the guys
up. 2 runners in scoring position.
Even better, he gets the first.
Even better. Now you're working with 1 out instead of 2 outs on second and third. Now you're working 1 out, bases loaded against Martin. So they're going to come out, have a chat with Martin. So we're back at the top of the lineup. Christo Hunsaker is due up. And in the first inning, he had a walk. Hunsaker, of course, one of the better hitters in this Bulldogs lineup and one of the guys that Wilson definitely wants to see up in this kind of situation. What I find interesting, we've been live for just under an hour. We're only, we're
bottom of the second.
Yeah, bottom of the second. We're not even through 2 innings yet. Fastball delivered to Hunsaker. It's going to be strike 1, 0-1 count. 1 out again. Bases loaded for the Bulldogs. Martin in his windup. And the pitch. Breaking ball. Low. It's going to be ball 1. 1-1 count. Hunsaker. Again, also a great pitcher with that combined no-hitter. In their last game, was 2 Mondays ago. Hunsker. Fastball blazed by him, 1-2 count. Nice pitch by Martin. It looked, again, the angle here isn't perfect to see, but it looked like it was on the outside corner. When you're kind of in line with the plate instead of behind it, you're in line with it on the side, on the left foul line. So it's going to be 1-2 count. 1 out here to Christo Hunsaker. Martin in his windup. And the pitch. Fastball. Hunsaker to the right side. Rhodes makes the play. Frantic. And they're going to turn 1 at second. The fielder's choice is going to get another out, but it's also going to drive another Bulldog in. It's a 2-0 ball game here at the bottom of the second. So, fielder's choice is going to bring in, it's going to expand that lead for the Bulldogs. Maybe not exactly what the Bulldogs were looking for, but nonetheless, it's going to give them some insurance. So now runners on the corners. Hunsaker on first base. And now at the plate is Ryan Marmolejos. Sees a breaking ball on the inside. Ball 1. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Marmolejos to left field. Yaus tracks it down. And that's going to be the end of the inning for Cameron Martin and the Eagles. But the Wilson Bulldogs are going to be the ones to strike first. 2-0 ball game. We are headed to the top of the third inning. Thank you again for listening to the Student Sportscast, and we will see you after this. Top of the third, Exeter, the Eagles. They trail 2-0. They are at the plate now. Ben Culp still delivering on the mound. And it's going to be Aiden Rhodes at the plate. Fastball high. Rhodes backs off it. 1-0 count. Rhodes, the righty, it's his first season in the starting lineup, replacing Luke Gearing at second base, who graduated last season. Pitch to Rhodes, fastball right down the middle of the plate. 1-1 count. From Ben Culp to Aiden Rhodes. Inside fastball called for a strike. 1-2 count to Rhodes. Could have been called either way, but regardless, 1-2 count. Again, I mean, I can't say much All I saw was him back off, so that's why I can say it's inside. I can't tell the depth.
Yeah. Yep.
I can tell if it's high, but 2-2 count now. Fastball high. We saw that one. Rhodes swinging at a fastball. Strike 3. First out of the inning. And we're going to see the top of the lineup for this Eagles team. Jake Hafer with a single to first. He's back up at the plate. Yeah, this wind is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a hand warmer on the Aiden Rhodes guy.
Now, I remember big game last season to start for Exeter. It was the Muhlenberg game at Muhlenberg, and that was a cold one. I will say. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was freezing. Change-up, breaking ball. Not sure exactly what that was, but it's into Hafer for a ball. 1-0 count. I think I went to that game in a hoodie. I'm wearing a hoodie now, so it is what it is. Sports prevail over the cold weather. 1-0 count. Jake Hafer. Fastball. Hafer pops it up near us. And thankfully it does not hit us or any other fans. A little bit of a close call. 1-0 count. Well, now here in the top of the third inning.
The wind kind of took that one. I thought it was going to get us.
Yeah, wind was blowing that, but thankfully it blew it a little past us. So 1-1 count here, 1 out to Jake Hafer. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-1 count. Hafer again, 4 for his last 4 in his past 2 games. 2-1 count. Culp so far, I believe 1 strikeout against this Exeter offense. An offense that features just 3 seniors, so by all standards, not an old offense at all. Most of them are in the class of 2026. Haver's gonna foul that off behind the plate. It's a 2-2 count now. Hafer pops it out to right field, and the second out of the inning is in the glove of Tim Langle. So 2 outs quick for Ben Culp against this Eagles lineup. And it's going to be Chase Yaus, one of the 3 seniors we were just talking about. Yaus had a sacrifice bunt to drive Hafer over in the first inning. Now Yaus digs in. Culp getting ready in his windup. And the pitch, low fastball in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-0 count. So following Yaus is going to be Joel Marino, followed by Brendan Weller, Brenton Feathers. And the pitch to Yaus. Fastball inside, ball 2. Again, 2 outs, no runners on for the Eagles. Ball 3 to Yaus, 3-0 count. Also saw 3-0 count in that first inning, if you can recall. Still decided to show bunt, laid it down. And fastball low, called. Strike 1, 3-1 count. Little at below. I mean, what'd you see? What'd you see? It looked kind of at his knees.
It was a little low. I mean, obviously can't see that well, but
fastball, no doubt about that one. Right down the middle of the plate. Yaus looking at that one. Full count now, 3-2. Culp coming back pretty strong in this at bat, and he's just a strike away from ending this inning. And the pitch by Culp. Fastball inside. Yaus draws out that walk on 6 pitches, and Eagles' first base runner of the inning. Joel Marino is the next batter. Marino walked in the top of the first. And Marino, one of those guys you can think of, baseball, you have, your contact hitters and power hitters. And we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but Marino is the guy, usually he's going to get either an extra base hit, a walk.
It's like a Kyle Schwarber type guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a lefty as well. So strike one is called. Tom Marino, it's an inside fastball. Marino also a football player. Fastball in the dirt. Yaos a little tempted. Gets an extra step or two in, but it's going to be 1-1. Marino named County All-Star for football this past football season in the fall. Marino, of course, plays. He's a bigger build. It allows him to play first base here and plays, I believe, on the offensive and defensive line. Definitely lineman, I know that for sure. Fastball down in the middle of the plate. Marino, that's the second strike of the at-bat. 1-2 count.
Yeah, he's a bigger guy, but still looks very, athletic.
Yeah, and is able to drive it out. What a few Eagles to hit a home run last season. Oh, a close pitch, a changeup on the outside. 2-2 count, 2 outs in the top of the third inning. Again, Chase Yao stands on first. Well, maybe he's not standing there. He's got a sizable lead. A lead big enough for the pickoff attempt. Gets by Hunsinger at first base, but Yaos is not going to leave the bag. Big situation for Joel Marino at the plate. Again, if Marino is able to keep the Eagles alive with 2 outs, it's going to be Brandon Weller to follow. And strike 3 on Marino's looking at that fastball on the inside. So, Culp gets the first 2 outs, walks Yalson. Strike 3 looking to Joel Marino. We are headed to the bottom of the third inning. Bulldogs lead again, 2-0. And thank you again for listening to the Student Sportscast. We will be back right after this. Bulldogs to hit here in the bottom of the third inning on their home field. We again, Wilson West Middle School here. Cameron Martin on the mound for the Eagles still. He's dealing. Bulldogs lead 2-0 so far. Both teams undefeated. Exeter 3-0. Wilson 2-0. So we're going to have a team that, I mean, this is, given for, any at-bat or any game where there's 2 undefeated teams. But we're going to have one team in a a much better position in Berks 1. Berks 1, of course, a fierce division. Wilson was on top of that last season. Wilson went 9-3 in league play last season, just beat out Governor Mifflin for that Berks 1 title, and they beat Governor Mifflin in all 3 outings. including the county championship. Governor Mifflin went on to win the state. We were supposed to have coverage of Governor Mifflin's home opener last week. We do apologize. We had some technical difficulties. One thing about that game, much warmer then, which is funny because it was a week ago from today, and a much warmer day in March. Warren delivers 2 balls early in this at bat.
One thing I wanted to point out about last season's stats: Exeter had a overall 11-9.
Yes.
But in the league, they were 4-8. So it was that's a good record. Just the league was what killed them there.
Yeah. Jack Gable, 2-1 count now. He's going to see a breaking ball on the inside. Gable, one of the better returning hitters for the Bulldogs. One of their returning all-stars. Brenton Feathers fields it. Fields it at third, delivers it across the diamond. Joel Emarino makes the tag. Pulled off first a little bit, but it's going to be the first out against Jack Gable, who grounds out. But yeah, you were talking about the league, and Exeter just they struggled against league opponents. I believe they won 1-1 against Muhlenberg, 1-1 against Reading. Lost both to both Wilson and Governor Mifflin. Did have a nice win against Fleetwood at home. Martin delivers a ball, followed by a strike. So it's going to be a 1-1 count, 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Another ball delivered to Ben Culp, the hitter. Culp, of course, doing a great job on the mound today. See what he can do at the plate. Fastball inside. 3-1 count here to Ben Culp. Martin with 2 strikeouts so far today. Couple of hits. 3-1 count. No runners on. 1 out. Fastball inside. And Ben Culp's going to draw a walk. Bulldogs have had a base runner in every inning so far. Every time they've seen the plate, they've reached base, and I think you can say the same thing for Exeter. Courtesy runner at first base for Culp, and that's something. There's not too many rule changes between professional and college leagues and high school level. Besides, obviously, the bad. Some other stuff, but I've always found it very intriguing how the DH and courtesy runner system works. So Culp draws a walk. Hitter now is going to be Alex Ernesto. Fouls it off to the right side. 0-1 count here early. 1 out. Again, Culp on first base. Cameron Martin continuing the deal. And win, again, intensifying. That's the 3rd walk issued by Martin so far today. But gets Ernesto early with a fastball. Tries to pick off Culp it's not Culp at first base. First baseman is going to be Reese Stadelmeyer. Fastball low by Martin. 1-1 count. Here to Alex Ernesto. Alex Ernesto, the 3rd baseman. Ernesto struck out in the 2nd inning. But it wasn't a big deal. Bulldogs were able to put 2 runs on the board in the 2nd. Ernesto gets it past the diving Jake Frenick at shortstop, and the Bulldogs are in business. 1st and 2nd with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So that's going to be the, I believe, 3rd hit of the day for the Bulldogs. I've walked 3 times as well.
One thing you were talking about the rules and stuff through the college and MLB, the pitch clock. What do you think about the pitch clock?
I like the pitch clock. I like it a lot, actually. I don't think it puts too much pressure I don't think it puts too much pressure on the pitchers. I know we've had people have had conversations talking about how it may lead to injury, but I think it speeds things up. So the hitter now is going to be Tim Langle. Sees a fastball on the inside. 0-1 count, 1 out. Getting runners on first and second.
I feel like the pitch clock would just throw me off. I'd be trying to get
It
pitches
might.
off quickly.
Again, 0-1 count. Martin in his windup. The pitch. Fastball on the inside. Langle sees that by him. 0-2 count now. 1 out. Now, Carson, what do you, I know this has been a debate as well. What do you think of the shot clock in basketball? Not that it matters to this game, but.
I don't really understand it. I'm not a big basketball guy, but yeah, I don't.
There's been a lot of talk about that coming into high school. Ball inside, 1-2 count to Langle. Lavin, Herbine, Kostelic to follow. Tipped off behind the plate. Langle stays alive. 1-2 count. See the fifth pitch of the at-bat coming up shortly. Martin in his outings last season, 3.10 ERA. Has led 2 so far today. He's going to be in his windup. Looking for a big pitch here. 1-2. Fastball high. 2-2 count now. 1 out. Again, 2-0 ball game. Bottom of the third. I'm not sure if those runs were earned in the bottom of the second with that E4. And he hits it out to center field. And bases are now loaded. Tim Langle just pokes it out. And that's gonna do it for the Bulldogs. Bases are loaded now. It's not going to do it in the sense that they're done. It's going to, he gets the job done.
Yep, yeah.
He does what he needs to. And Langle now 1 for 1 today with a walk, and it's going to be Cole Lavin, who had a single in the second inning.
Yeah, Exeter's got their work cut out for him now.
They're going to go out to talk to Cam Martin. Now some bullpen action for the Eagles. It's going to be Mason Goodhart warming up. Second inning row, Bulldogs have bases loaded, 1 out. Last time this happened, with that E4 we were just talking about with Tyler Herbine, and they could not turn the double play, and that resulted in 2 Bulldog runs. It's going to be the 7th hitter of this lineup, Lavin, and then Herbine to follow. So the lefty DH steps in. Martin stays in the game. Again, some bullpen action from the Eagles. Bases loaded. Bottom of the third inning, 1 out. Martin in his windup. The pitch. Fastball inside, ball 1. 1-0 count. Martin, pitch. Foul off on the plate by Lavin. 1-1 count. Lavin, as we said, single in the second inning. Is their DH. And the pitch. Coming in. Fastball in the dirt. And it gets by Weller at the plate, and that's going to score another run for the Bulldogs. 3-0 ball game now. So the wild pitch ensues, and Bulldogs, some more insurance here in the bottom of the third. So runners, two still in scoring position. There's a fastball in the dirt that just skipped by Weller. Could not hold on to it. And 2-1 count, 1 out here to Cole Lavin. Barton. The pitch. Fastball fouled behind the plate. And hits the backstop. 2-2 count now.
Big week for baseball this week, MLB wise. Most seasons
Yeah,
are starting
yep.
up here for
Yep,
teams.
season starting up tomorrow. And Berks League fully in swing now. Lavin fouls it kind of near us again. Not quite as scary, but
Wasn't sure with the wind though. You never know.
2-2 count still. And I believe we have another big Berks 1 game across the county. It's going to be, I think, Muhlenberg and Governor Mifflin, so that's one to look out for. Fastball on the inside. Lavin's down on strikes looking. Martin, a big second out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So hitter's now going to be Tyler Herbine. Reach base on the air in the bottom of the 2nd. As we said, just a great season for the catcher who's hitting 8th in this lineup. But like Redding, who is hitting 8th for the Eagles, don't be deceived by that 8th spot. He's swinging at a fastball early, 0-1 count. Herbine hitting over 500 so far. Big improvement for him. And pitch. Herbine drives it into right field to Redding, who we were just talking about. And it's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. Eagles get out of it. Not unscathed, though. 1 run. It's going to be an unearned on a wild pitch. Bulldogs lead 3-0. We are headed to the top of the 4th inning, and we are officially halfway through this one after an hour and 25 live. Not only now are we halfway through it, and I don't think the score quite reflects how much offense has been going through this game. It's been
definitely.
It's been a lot of discipline at the plate and just, staying alive to get singles, walks, whatever it may be. But do not discredit. These are 2 great pitchers. So we will see Culp again in the top of the 4th inning right after this. Thank you for listening. We are halfway through this game here in Sinking Spring. Top of the 4th inning. Bulldogs lead 3-0. Brandon Weller digs into the plate. Culp delivers a fastball down the middle. Weller leads off this inning. Leads off the 4th inning. He ended the 1st with a double play. Could start this better for the Eagles here. In the pitch. Breaking ball down the middle. 0-2 count to Brandon Weller. Oh, God. Okay. And that's the 1st out of the inning. So 1 out so far in the top of the fourth. Bulldogs again lead 3-0. Weller grounds out to the right side. Chase Youse is the batter now. Excuse me, that's not Chase Youse, that's Brenton Feathers. Not sure how I confused that. Dude, they do have similar frames though. 0-1 count. 1 out. Brenton Feathers takes a ball. 1-1 count now. Feathers had a single in the second inning. Ben Culp in his windup and the pitch. Breaking ball does not catch the zone. 2-1 count now. Culp so far today, 3 strikeouts. Fighting back against Feathers. 2-2 count now. Delivers a fastball in the strike zone. Feathers not tempted. He's getting ready for the next pitch. Trying to put Feathers down. Feathers staying alive though. Fouled behind the plate. Now at 2-2 count. There's still a 2-2 count. 1 out. Feathers hit .340 last season as a sophomore. 2024 County Honorable Mention. Feathers out to center field, and it's going to fall for a hit. Brenton Feathers gets the Eagles started it here in the top of the fourth. Just pokes it out into right field, and that is it's enough to do it for them.
Yeah, good solid hit.
Yeah, it's everything you want.
Yep.
Jake Fernick digs in. He's trying to keep this going for the Eagles. Again, 1 out. Bulldogs lead 3-0. Feathers with a nice lead at first. Culp takes a look at him. He's going to throw the first pitch of that bat. It's a fastball. Herben does not have control over it, but Feathers not tempted to move up. 0-1 count. Fernick and Feathers are alike in the fact that both of them are on the left side of the infield. Both juniors now. Made a name for themselves last year in this starting lineup. Culp tries to pick off Feathers at first. Feathers back in time. He's in his windup for the next pitch. Fernick grounds to the right side. Culp delivers it to Hunsiker, and that is the second out of the inning, but it's going to move up Brenton Feathers. He's 180 feet from the plate. He's on second base. Matt Warham is at the plate now for the Eagles. Drew a walk in the second inning.
And with the way the offenses are playing in this game, you got to be excited to see when it gets warmer, how they can really start moving.
I mean, those balls just not much life coming off the bat, and that's not really about the contact itself. It's just about like the air resist. It's hard to get it out.
Yeah.
And again, weak contact is out to center, and Feathers is coming home. Matt Warham drives in the first Eagles run of the day. It's a 3-1 ball game. RBI single by the DH, Matt Warham, the sophomore. So, Exeter's in business here in the top of the fourth inning. Carter Redding trying to capitalize with Warham now on first base. Culp stays in the game. He's cool as a cucumber. Tries to pick off Warham first. Gets by Hunsiker a little bit, but not too far. Warham not tempted to go for second. So Culp's got 2 outs still. Needs just 1 more out. It's Carter Redding at the plate. And it's by Herbine, and Warham's going to move up on the wild pitch. 1-0 count now to Carter Redding, and Warren advances 90 more feet, and it could be not that Exeter needs to tie it up or go ahead in this inning, but even just chipping away at this Bulldogs lead, scoring another run, it could be huge. Reading trying to tack on another one. It's a 1-0 count again, 2 outs. Ben Culp continues to deal. In the pitch. Fastball. Reading our way. It's going to be fouled. Off the left side, out of play. So, 1-1 count, 2 outs. Reading struck out in the second inning.
And if you're Exeter and you're trying to get something going, they started this inning off great.
Yeah.
2 outs, I mean, not the best spot to be now, but...
Running again to the left side, fouls it off. Hits the fence. 1-2 count now. Ben Culp just a strike away from getting out of this jam. Warren 1 second, of course. Reading, as we were saying earlier, has failed to go hitless in his first 3 games. Had 2 hits each in his first 2 games. Had a hit against Boyertown on Monday. And Culp is getting ready. A decisive pitch coming up. He delivers. Fastball, Reading's looking. Strike 3. That's the 3rd out of the inning. And the Bulldogs get out of it. Again, not completely unscathed. Eagles, they are on the board. It's a 3-1 ball game. Brenton Feathers comes in on Matt Warren's on RBI single by Matthew Warren. And we are headed to the bottom of the 4th. And we will see you just shortly. And I believe it'll be Cameron Martin continuing to deal. Actually, no, it will not be. It will be Mason Goodhart. And we will see him pitch, and we'll talk a little bit more about him after a brief break. Thank you for listening to the Student Sportscast. Mason Goodhart is taking the mound for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to limit the damage from the Bulldogs. Cameron Martin's day is over, allows 3 runs. I believe only one of... Actually, I'm not sure if any of those runs are considered earned. But not a bad outing at all by Cameron Martin against a strong Bulldogs lineup. So it's going to be Mason Goodhart now. Goodhart allowed a run in 1 inning. That was on, I believe that was their game against Cedar Crest on the road. So the hitter now is going to be the 9th hitter. It's going to be Colby Kostelek. Sees the fastball on the outside by Goodhart. 0-1 count. Goodhart delivers again. Fastball inside this time. 1-1. Again, Bulldogs leading 3-1. So all they're trying to do is give some insurance, put more pressure on this Exeter offense. Goodhart trying to limit that. Fastball low. Nice frame by Weller. 1-2. And the thing I've noticed about Weller, and when I was getting some film for him on Monday, he's a good framer. And he frames that one again good, but not much doubt about that. That's strike 3 looking by Kostelek. Goodhart. A good start to this inning so far for sure. So we're back at the top of the lineup now. It's going to be Christo Hunsaker. Hunsaker 0 for 1 today. Any fielder's choice in the second inning. Curveball delivered early to Hunsaker. 0-1. Count 1 out. Here, no runners on for the Bulldogs at the plate. Hunsaker started the game with a walk on offense for the Bulldogs. Fastball high. Hunsaker not tempted by that one. 1-1 count. Carson, you getting cold over there a little bit?
Yeah, it is cold out, dude.
You know, I don't know if there are any players on this field without long sleeves, and it'd be a little silly not to have them. Hunsaker fouls it off to the right side. Weller trying to track it down, does not make the play. He was falling and just cannot get it in his glove. It tipped off his glove a little bit. 1-2 count. Hunsaker staying alive. A little bit of a lucky break there. So Goodhart continues to deliver. Big pitch here to Christo Hunsaker, the first baseman, a right-handed hitter. And the pitch. Breaking ball, not quite there. Called a ball. 2-2. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, yeah. I'd say yeah.
Again, it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
It's hard to tell the depth from here. It looked good. I mean, the height is exactly where you'd want it to be, but curveball low this time. Definitely a ball. 3-2 count. It's full for Christo Hunsaker. He's worked 2 balls in a row.
There's been a couple pitches where I've seen it and I'll be like, oh, that's a strike. And then it'll say it's a ball and I'll be like, oh, not seeing it. So
I mean, that's part of the beauty of the game. I mean, it's part of the beauty and the ugliness of the game. Human error. Goodhart blows the fastball by Hunsaker. That's the second out of the inning. Second strikeout for Goodhart this inning. And a great start for the junior Mason Goodhart. So the hitter now is going to be Ryan Marmolejos. Flew out twice so far this game. And 2 outs for him now. Goodhart. Curveball low. 2-0 count now. Marmolejos doing a nice deed going up to throw that ball right back to Goodhart. Goodhart stands tall. He's a right-hander. Right-hander also plays basketball. Fastball low. 3-0 count now to Ryan Marmolejos. And the pitch. Fastball high. 4 pitches, 4 balls, and a walk for Ryan Marmolejos. And the Bulldogs, again, keeping this trend every half inning we have seen around. There's not been any 3-up, 3-down action so far. The only 3-up, 3-down action is some of these players who play for the travel team with the similar name. So the hitter now is going to be Jack Abel. Big situation here for him. Fastball low. 1-0 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Bulldogs again. 3-1 lead so far. Gable has ground out and struck out so far. Goodhart tries to pick off at first base. Marmolejos back in time.
I was going to say the sun's starting to peek out again, and then boom, just like that, it's gone.
Yeah, cloud coverage. Count to Gable. Gable swinging a fastball. 1-1 count. Gable had an OPS over 1,000 last season, was named All Division. And something interesting about All Division or honorable mention is that, like, in a division like Berks 1, like, being All Division, like, that says something.
Yeah.
Bulldogs had 2 All-County players last year. That was Matt Van Osterbridge and Nick Farini. Marmolejo's trying to steal, but the throw is just not quite there. Gets by Rhodes, and they're a little chirpy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Something was going on
chirpy,
over there.
A little chirpy there. 1-1 count now. So now Marmolejo's advances to second base. I mean, it looked like the throw was good. It just Rhodes could not get a hold of it.
Yeah, it looked like it might have bounced over his glove or something.
So 2-1 count now to Jack Gable. Now has a runner in scoring position to drive in, hopefully. Hopefully for them, should I say. We are neutral. I go to Exeter. Carson goes to Conrad Weiser. I managed this team last year, but
I was wondering how neutral you'd be.
No, I'm neutral on this one. 2-2 count now. Jack Gable fouls it off to the left side near the plate. Very thankful for this opportunity to call a game at Wilson. Huge thanks to their athletic director, Drew Coffin, for the opportunity. We will be back here in, I believe, mid-April to see the Bulldogs take on Twin Valley. Another good league matchup. And we'll see the Bulldogs next week. Fastball on the outside, 3-2 count now. It's full. Good Hart just trying to pay the corners, just to not get that call. So 3-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. To Jack Gable. Again, runner on second. And the pitch. Fastball. Gable delivers it. It's over Rhodes' head into right field. Carter Redding delivers it in. But it's going to be a 4-1 ball game. Gable delivers, staying alive here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs, Gable. He's excited. That's his first hit of the day. And it's a big one. Again, we were talking the pressure that it puts on this Exeter lineup if Wilson scores more, and that's exactly what they're looking for. Gable trying to steal second. The pitch, the throw by Weller. A beautiful line drive laser to second base by Brandon Weller. A beautiful, beautiful throw by Weller.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Going to get Gable out at second base. And it's a 4-1 ball game now. Gable, even though he's out at second, he had a great RBI single, blooped out to right field. And Exeter, now a lot more pressure. They only have 6 more outs remaining, and they got to score 3 or more to stay in this ball game. We will see you here in the top of the 5th now. And thank you again for listening to the Student Sportscast. We will be right back after some music. Let's listen to some guitar. Take me out to the ball game. Aiden Rhodes, fresh off applying that tag for the third out of the bottom of the fourth inning. He's going to be at the plate now. He's the 9th hitter in this Eagles lineup. He struck out in the third inning. And Ben Culp remains dealing on the mound. Fastball down the middle. Strike one early. 0-1 count. And I mean, Culp, he's been able to stay in this game pretty well. Even though some hitters have fought back pretty hard against him with drawing some good counts. Culp, able to continue dealing. Rhodes fouls it off to the right side, 0-2 count early. Again, we are in the top of the fifth. Bulldogs lead 4-1.
Yeah, and like you said, Culp only let up 1 run through the first 4 innings. So.
Yeah. No real reason to pull him here. Especially because, it doesn't even look like his velo's down at all. He's still just hammering away at this Eagles lineup. 0-2 count. And Culp, the pitch. Fastball in the dirt low, 1-2 count. And I think one of the nights, I don't think Culp has pitched for almost 2 weeks at this point. So he was fresh to go for this one.
Yeah, well rested.
Eagles were anticipating this one. And I had a chat with Coach Freeze on Monday, and he knows how good this team is that he's facing. 2-2 count now. Exeter will next play on Friday at J.P. McCaskey. Wilson, back in action tomorrow at North Penn. Pitch to Rhodes. Breaking ball in the dirt. 3-2 count. It's full now. Rhodes down 0-2 now. Draws back to a full count. And this game is just all about pressure. Putting pressure on these counts and putting pressure on these lineups. Rhodes fastball on the outside. It's a ball 4, and Rhodes comes all the way back to draw a walk. He's on first base now. And the batter's going to be Jake Hafer. Hafer had a single in the first inning. Looking to keep adding on for the Eagles. And again, there we go, Carson. Every half inning, there's a runner on base. And that's not going to end here in the top of the fifth. Culp tries to pick off attempt to Rhodes at first base. Rhodes with a sizable lead. Fastball to Hafer on the inside. It's an 0-1 count. Hafer does not attempt to swing at that strike. Rhodes on first base and Hafer at the plate both play football. And then Marino plays football, Weller plays football. A lot of multi-sport athletes in this lineup. Breaking ball low. Hafer not tempted, 1-1 count now.
Exeter needs to start applying some pressure here, see if they can get some guys.
Yeah, and like we were saying earlier, it would have been nice if they could have added on another run or two in some of the earlier innings, but now you only have 6 outs to work with.
Yeah.
Pickoff attempt. Rhodes back in time.
And they've been in the position. They just haven't been able to capitalize on it.
They've left on a decent amount of runners, just have not been able to quite capitalize. I think their best opportunity was with Feathers on third base. And an error at second base. Second baseman is going to be Gable, just not able to control that baseball, gets by in there.
That's huge for Exeter.
That is huge. So Hafer grounds it to the right side. They deliver it to second base. Gable just does not come up with it.
That looked like it had the possibility to be a double play, too.
Yeah, and did I see that? I think I was blocked by the third base coach a little bit. Was that to the right side and they threw it to second?
Yes, I believe so.
An interesting choice not to tag first. But regardless, no outs here. Chase Yaus at the plate. 4-1 ball game. Yaus shows bunt. 1 strike so far. Did catch the zone. Yaus trying to pull back, but does not matter. Again, runners on first and second for the Eagles. Rhodes at second. Hafer at first. Lucked out a little bit on that play. 1-1 count now. Pitch in the dirt. And I mean, if Yaus is able to come up, get on base, keep the Eagles to no outs. I mean, the Eagles, you were talking about the pressure Exeter needs to put it on. It's on.
Yeah, exactly what we're talking about.
Yaus bunts it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's huge.
Ben Culp tries to throw it to the third baseman. It gets by him, and it goes all the way into the outfield. Chase Yaus.
Triple on a bunt. How about that?
Turns into a triple, 2 RBIs. It's a 4-3 ball game, and just like that, Exeter's right back in it. Wow. I mean, 2 defensive mishaps. This should be 4-1, runner on first, 2 outs, but no. Runner on third, no outs, 4-3 ball game, and wow, things have changed.
That was huge.
Massively.
That was huge.
Joel Amarino digs in, trying to bring home Yaus, tie this ball game up. Pitch. Amarino, big swing on the outside fastball. Actually, looked more of a changeup. But regardless, it's a strike. 0-1 count.
I don't know if I've ever seen a triple on a bunt before.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. And it's big that Yaus was able to like that out. Gets a third on that. Marino fouls it behind the plate. 0-2 count now. Yeah, Yaus had the successful sacrifice bunt in the first.
And I'm not sure what happened. Did he throw it over to third? Or did somebody throw it over to third and miss it?
He threw it to the third baseman, Ernesto. Fastball inside Almarino, not called a strike. 1-2 count. That was close, but just does not catch the zone. So Culp in a big situation here. He remains the game. Does not look frightened by the situation. Marino breaking ball early on it, but fouled off behind the plate. 1-2 count still. There is action in the bullpen for the Bulldogs. Always wonder why they call it the bullpen, but I guess it's pretty fitting if they're the Bulldogs. So 1-2 count. Joel Marino, the power hitter that we were talking about, had a walk in the first. Almost tempted to swing in a low breaking ball in the dirt, but does not pull the trigger. 2-2 count here. Again, no outs here. Yaus is on third. Pitch. High fastball. Amarino not going to swing at that one. 3-2 count. It's full. And Amarino. I mean, these hitters have been really, really patient at the plate.
Yeah,
today.
really disciplined. Yep.
We see tons of 0-2, 1-2 counts that are instantly turned into full ones. Amarino to the right side. Hunsaker's going to tag first base. Yaus not tempted to go home. So Amarino grounds out. That's the first out of the inning. It's not enough to get Yaus in to tie it, but it's going to be Brandon Weller at the plate now. We're going to have a mound visit. And is Culp's day done? It is. A great outing for Ben Culp. Some luck was not quite on his side. Would you agree?
I would have to agree. That one, it just takes one play too to change the whole game.
Exactly. And like Martin, I both pitchers, both pitchers allowed 3 runs, and I think one was allowed by Culp, one was earned. Those two definitely were not. So the pitchers now for the Bulldogs, it's going to be Austin Snyder. And while he warms up, we're going to take a brief break. We will be back here in the top of the 5th. Eagles with the pressure. Chase Yaus on third base, 1 out. 4-3 ball game. Brandon Weller due up to hit. And thank you again for listening. We will be back shortly. Snyder is pitching now. He's warming up. Austin Snyder, number 10. He pitched in 1 game so far this season. That was against Owen J. Roberts. He threw 3 innings, led 1 hit, one run that was unearned, 2 strikeouts, opponent batting average of 100. So this is a good guy in relief that you want up. So Bulldogs trying to limit this damage.
Holding on to a 1-run lead.
I mean, what was a pretty comfortable 3-run lead now, I mean, instantly flipped that script.
And they're threatening to score again with Yaus on third here.
Yes. So the sophomore catcher, Brandon Weller, at the plate. He had a double in his last game. Fastball inside, 1-0 count. No count here to Weller now. Fastball just did not catch the plate. Snyder is a right-hander. He's going to get ready in his windup. The pitch. Strike 1 delivered to the fastball on the inside. 2-1 now. A little bit of a strange delivery by Snyder on the mound. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. Release point a little far back. Weller's swinging. It's going to get by him. It's a wild pitch. Yaus is in to score. It's a tie ball game, 4-4. Weller, I thought he had fouled that off behind the plate. But no, he did not make contact. Bounces off the plate. Herbine gets by him, and Yaus in to score. 4-4 ball game. And wow, the Eagles have tied it up down 4-1.
Great heads-up play by Yaus to see that and start running to home.
Yeah, so 3-1 to Weller now. Or 3-2 to Weller now. Oh, no, it's not. Scoreboard messed up a little bit. 2-2 count, and it doesn't matter because it's strike 3. Fastball swinging high. Weller's down on strikes. Second out of the inning. Austin Snyder gets his first today. Brenton Feathers at the plate now. Feathers trying to keep the Eagles alive in this inning. And the pitch. Breaking ball inside, called for a strike. 0-1 count. Feathers did have a single back in the second inning. Curveball low, 1-1 count now, 2 outs. Looks like a fastball on the outside. 2-1 count. Feathers so far this season, 944 OPS, 375 average. Fastball brushes Feathers off the plate, 3-1 count. Feathers not really tempted by any of these pitches except that one that he fouled off. And the pitch. Fastball low, and Feathers draws a walk. Eagles stay alive, stay in business, and now it's going to be Jake Frenick to the plate. Frenick has grounded out twice today so far. Started the 4th inning. And now, will he end this inning? Austin Snyder hopes so. Jake Frenick, not so much. Trying to move over Brenton Feathers at first base. 2 outs, 4-4 ball game, tied in the top of the 5th. Feathers trying to steal at second. Herbine, a great throw, but not a great tag. Feathers in with the stolen base. So, I mean, that throw, you saw that throw beat. Herbine, great line drive throw, but the tag just not there by Marmolejos at second.
That was exactly what you want to see from a catcher.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that there. Fastball to dirt, but Herbine blocks that one. Herbine's going to have a chat with Snyder. See that cat in center field? Or in right field? Oh, no, it's a dog.
Oh,
what is that, Carson?
2 dogs. Because there's so many walking.
No, I only see that now because it looked like that was just a lone black cat. Anyways, 1-1 count. Sure, Eagles are happy there's no black cat giving them bad luck at the plate. 2-1 count. Brushes off Frenick. Again, 2 outs. Frenick with a runner 180 feet away from scoring. A single could put the Eagles ahead in this top of the 5th inning. And Snyder takes a look at Feathers. In his windup, the pitch. Fastball gets by Frenick. 2-2 count now. Trying to get out of this inning. Hoping that the Bulldogs can make up for these runs allowed to the Eagles lineup. 2-2 count. The pitch. Curveball low. Gets by Herbine. A wild pitch. Feathers at third base now. So again, another 90 feet for Feathers, and now a single surely will score Brenton Feathers. So 3-2 count to Frenick. Warren up next, had an RBI single to put the Eagles on the board. They have since added on 3 more. 3-2 count. It's full to Frenick. The pitch. Fastball high. Frenick draws a walk. Runners on the corners for the Eagles, and they're staying alive. Warren, the sophomore, in another crucial situation. As we said, put the Eagles on the board. Now has a chance to put them ahead. It's not gotten any warmer.
No.
The only thing warm today are the bats. That's all I can say. Warren into the outfield, out to center. Eagles are on top, 5-4. Warren, another big hit, and the Eagles have the lead. And I mean, what a turn of events.
Yeah, that's huge.
Runners still on the corners, and Matt Warren. I mean, what a day, you know?
Yeah, yep.
2 hits, 2 RBI.
I don't want to brag, but in the beginning of the inning, I did say Exeter needs to put on the pressure.
And yes,
they have,
for
they have
sure.
done that.
I mean, you were wondering, like, Bulldogs were in a great spot, and you were wondering, like, are the Eagles able to come back from this? And the answer, yes, they are. So the hitter now is going to be Carter Redding. Curveball low. Carter Redding does not bite. 1-0 count. Reading has not recorded a hit today. Has recorded one of his other 3 games, as we've said. 3-sport athlete. Snyder deals. Festival high outside. 2-0 count.
You know, that might be part of that announcer jinx. You know, you said how he's had a hit in almost every game, and now
Hey, we'll see.
he has
We'll
to get one.
I don't know if in my first game doing this I'll have that power, but we will see. 2-0 count. 2 outs. Carter Redding tries to pick off Orem at first base. Orem at first. Not Feathers. It is Jake Frenick on third base. Again, Austin Snyder dealing on the mound. He came in for Culp. I believe that was a third through the inning. Big swing by Redding on that changeup. 2-1 count now. 2 outs. Redding, the lefty, the senior. He's in. He's good and ready for the pitch. Snyder in his windup. Delivers. Fastball. Redding delivers it. It's behind the plate. Fouled off. 2-2 count. And now, trying to limit the damage. Snyder just a pitch away from ending the inning. I think on a day like this, I think the last thing either team wants is extra innings. So
yeah, definitely.
It's been a very long one. Redding fouled off to the left side again. He stays alive. 2-2 count, 2 outs. And I think something we were talking about, I feel like the first half of this game, it dragged.
Yeah.
I mean, it took an hour for the first 2 innings, and now we are here in the bottom of the 5th, or top of the 5th, and we're 2 hours in. So, I mean, a long game for sure. Jake Frenick steals home on the wild pitch. Eagles add on some more insurance. Fastball in the dirt. Herbine just is not able to keep it in front of him. Jake Frenick takes advantage. A great opportunity. And, I mean, very alert. Freeze. I mean, that was definitely a close play.
Definitely.
It was a big risk, but Freeze, Justin Freeze, the third base coach, not scared to send him. 6-4 ball game now. 5th run this inning. Carter Redding draws a walk. So runners on first and second now. Warren at second. Carter Redding, of course, on first with that walk. We're going to see Aiden Rhodes up to the plate. Struck out last inning. Trying to keep the Eagles alive. The righty senior steps in.
I believe this is the second time up this inning. I think we're back to.
Are we?
Back to yeah, because I think
they
led
have
off
hit
this
around.
inning.
Yes, I believe you are right. So it's his third time hitting in 2 innings, and they're gonna have a talk with Snyder on the mound. And I mean, this would be huge for Exeter if they are able to pull through with this.
If they're trying to improve from last year, if they can pull this off, that would be a big
for
improvement.
sure. And I think last year, obviously, they did miss districts and counties, but I think this is a very good team. I think, there's a ton of competition in this division, but I think they're more experienced. They have some great pieces, and they're well-rounded. So this is a team to look out for. And they're going to make a run at Berks 1 against, Governor Mifflin and Wilson. Breaking ball on the outside, another wild pitch. I believe that's the 3rd or 4th of the inning, and that's going to move the runners up 90 feet. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, and that, I mean, on the surface does not look that important, but now that eliminates the opportunity to get a force out at 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, and I can remember the beginning of this inning, we're talking about Wilson, needing to build up some insurance. Now it's Exeter trying to build up some insurance here.
Fastball low to Rhodes, what it's going to be called for a strike. 1-1. 2 outs. Again, Warren just standing 90 feet away from the plate. Reading on second. A big lead. Big swing by Rhodes there. Fouls it off into the catcher's glove. 1-2 count. 2 outs. Snyder trying to end this inning here. Rhodes is the 9th hitter. If he were to get on, Jake Hafer will hit. Low fastball in the dirt. Irvine keeps it in front of him. Two and 2 count to Rhodes now. Again, 2 outs. Rhodes getting ready for the pitch. Snyder delivers. Fastball on the inside. 3-2 count. Again, they're fighting. They want to keep hitting.
Yep.
And if this game is won by Exeter, you know, I mean, keeping this Wilson lineup to 4 runs is definitely, you know, something to say. Rhodes down swinging. That's going to end the inning on strikes. But Exeter, an impressive inning.
Huge inning.
5 runs, 6-4 ball game now. And what I was going to say, if this game is won by Exeter, of course, pitching does matter. And to keep that Wilson, you know, in check, you know, they did allow 2 runs early. Keep them relatively in check, combined with this lineup doing this against a great pitcher like Culp. I mean, this is seriously impressive for Exeter. And they could possibly improve to 4-0. And as I was saying, headed into the top of the 5th inning, Exeter only had 6 outs remaining on their hand. Now it's Wilson in that same situation. So we're going to take a little bit of a break. Mason Goodhart continues to deliver, trying to keep the Bulldogs at bay, and we will see you after this. Goodhart continues to deal here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eagles have come back to lead at 6-4. And a hit past the diving Feathers at third base. And that's a hit early for the Bulldogs. That was Snyder hitting, I believe, for... was he hitting in for Culp, Carson? Can you back me up on that?
I'm not sure. Let me look here.
I believe he was taking Culp's spot in the lineup. So yeah, yes, because now it's Ernesto at the plate who's sitting after Culp in the 5th spot. So Snyder, early single, continues the trend. Runner every half inning. And Bulldogs looking to come right back at him. 0-1 count. And as we said, it's Ernesto. Goodhart in his windup. The pitch. Ernesto delivers it deep left field. And it's at the wall. And a big double by Ernesto. Alex Ernesto, a great hit, and that looked like it could have went out.
Yeah, that was close.
If this was May and this was a 80-degree ball game, that could have been gone for sure. But Alex Ernesto, a great double, and runners in scoring position on second and third for the Bulldogs. Hafer just not able to get to it. It was way over his head. So Goodhart now in a bit of a pickle. Delivers a fastball high, 1-0. The hitter is going to be Tim Langle. The lefty sees the pitch from Goodhart. High fastball again, 2-0 count. So, I heard earlier, what do you were thinking this could be, a pitcher's duel, but this game has been tons of offense. And Langle is hit by that pitch. Bases are loaded. Bulldogs back in business. No outs. Runners, ducks on, what do they call it? Ducks on the pond?
I've never heard that before, but maybe.
I'm trying to think of exactly the phrasing behind it. And so we got some bullpen action now. They're going to have a talk with Goodhart. Funny story. Do you know what baseballism is? It's a clothing brand, and I won a free hat from them. It was like ducks on the pond. It means, runners on all the bases.
Okay. Huh.
So they sent me 2 of them. I was not complaining. It's a nice hat. Still wear it to this day. You can always appreciate a good uniform, good hat.
Yeah, free hat. You can't
two
complain.
teams with good uniforms on right now. Exeter with a bit of a change in their hats this season. Went for black and white last year. Now blue base, black brim.
Do you know, does Exeter ever wear all black?
Last year they did.
Those would be nice.
They are nice, but I do have one of those hats. I don't really like how the hat's built, but that's just a personal thing. Goodhart delivers on the first pitch, swinging. Haver's going to field it, but a runner comes in to score. Cole Lavin with an RBI single. Bulldogs just a run away from tying this game up. Exactly what you want from the DH there. Lavin just pokes it out, the lefty. Pokes it opposite field, and the single. He's going to keep runners on all the bases, but give the Bulldogs another run, of course. So the hitter now, it looks like it's going to be a substitution. Gabe Spone at the plate now. Fastball on the outside. Spone not going to bite. 1-0 count. And he is in for Herbine, I believe. Yeah, he's in for Herbine. So it seems like Herbine's day is done. 2-0 count. Fastball low. And these are the types of games you love to see. You're late in this game, and you have no idea who's going to win.
Yeah.
Fastball low again. 3-0 count. But, with the Bulldog, this you could not want anything more on offense.
You've got everything that you can see in a baseball
3-0 count,
game.
bases loaded, no outs. You're just 1 run down, and there's ball 4. This game's tied, 6-6. Goodhart walks in a run. And Wilson back after allowing 5 runs in the top of the 5th. Now has a chance to go back ahead. Well, he's going to go out, chat with Goodhart for a second. Again, no outs yet. 6-6 ball game. The hitter's going to be Kostelek, who had a big hit earlier. I believe. Can you back me up on that, Carson?
In the first inning, I
Yeah.
believe. Or second inning, sorry, second inning.
Yes. And that's what put the Bulldogs on the board first. So we had Warren in the top of the fifth, who put the Eagles on the board first. And then in this past inning, he was the one who put the Eagles ahead. Costa Lake put the...
We're going to have a switch in the pitchers here,
Yep.
it looks like.
Looks like Liam Porter's coming in for the Eagles. Mason Goodhart's day is done. Porter trying to get out of this situation. 6-6 ball game. So as I was saying, Costa Lake, like Warren, put the Bulldogs on the board, and he has a chance to put them back ahead. So we're going to take a little break while Porter warms up. Like I said, Costa Lake is going to be the header. We will see you in a few. Thank you for listening to the Student Sportscast, and we will return. Big situation. Tie ball game. 6-6. Bases loaded for the Bulldogs. No outs. Bottom of the fifth, a tense situation here in Sinking Spring. Bulldogs on their home field, bases loaded, 6-6 ball game, no outs. This is the first outing so far of the season for Liam Porter. Porter also plays catcher. It's kind of a rare situation where you have a guy playing catcher and pitching. Was warming up Goodhart earlier in the bullpen, and now he's in the ball game. Not sure who was warming him up, if he was the bullpen catcher earlier. But regardless, Weller trying to he giving a few words to Porter, trying to pump up.
That could have been why Tyler Irvine was when they switched, because they had who was batting last. He wasn't batting, so he could have been over there warming up.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they took her by now. Fastball high, Porter. Porter with some nice velocity on that pitch. 1-0 count early. Again, this is his first outing of the season. Pitched a few times last season. Usually in relief, if not always. And a wild pitch behind the plate. Wilson back on top. Langle scores the run. 6-7 is the score. Wilson back with the lead. Two runners in scoring position. That fastball just well over Weller's head. And Weller just not able to stop it on that. 2-0 count here to Costa Lake. Costa Lake digs in. Fastball on the inside. Not called for a strike. 3-0. So, I mean, they did retake the lead during his at-bat. So, I'm like, I was half right with my prediction.
Yeah.
Fastball just a little high. It's a walk. And runners. Again, it's bases loaded. No outs for the Bulldogs. And you don't want anyone else here but Christo Hunts. I mean, maybe there's another guy too, but there's not many guys in this.
This is who you'd
There's
want
not many guys in the county that you'd want up at the plate than Christo Hunsiker. A big situation. Fastball high. Hunsiker not biting.
Obviously, unless you're Exeter. You don't want to see him up.
Let's see here again. 318 average last season, 3 home runs. He's done even better this season. Fastball in the middle of the plate, 1-1 count. Porter in his windup, and the pitch. Fastball just high and inside, 2-1 count. In my opinion, I think the high and inside fastball, if you locate it and it's called for a strike, it's a beautiful pitch. Just it's not quite able to get there. Again, it's a little high for Christo Hunsiker, 3-1 count. Hunsiker could pick up an RBI if he walks here. Hunsiker getting ready for this next pitch. And just like I said, it's an RBI walk for Christo Hunsiker. 8-6 ball game now. And Exeter, a very, very tough situation. The 4th run of the inning for Wilson. The response that, not that just that they wanted, but they needed this kind of inning, and they're getting.
Yeah. And 0 outs. I mean, that's just...
Exactly. Like, it's not over. And who knows when it will be over. It's been a long one. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes so far. Just to get through not even 5 innings. So, fastball on the middle plate is delivered to Ryan Marmolejos. 0-1 count so far. Marmolejos walked in the 4th inning. And Porter, the pitch. Fastball high, but it's swung on by Marmolejos. 0-2 count now. Porter again. His fastball, it's a good one. And he blazes another one by Marmolejos. Finally, the first out of the inning for Exeter. And
I didn't know if we'd ever see it.
Yeah, that's a big one. 6-8 ball game. Bulldogs lead. Exeter will have 3 more outs too. Actually, no, they will have. Excuse me, they will have 6 more outs now. I was saying before that they had 6 more outs. But no, they will have 6 more outs. Because remember, we do play 7 here. Not sure why I thought it was 6 innings. Bit of an error on my part. 1-1 count here. To the hitter is going to be Jack Gable. I think I just wanted to go by a little quicker because of the weather. 1-1, 1 out. Bases remain loaded for the Bulldogs. Fastball high to Gable, 2-1. Gable reached base in the 4th. He's not able to score. Swings down the left side, just foul. 2-2 count. Down the line, I mean, you could have thought that was going.
Yeah, I thought that was fair.
I thought that was staying fair, but just to the left of third base, and it's going to make it 2-2, 1 out for Jack Gable. Liam Porter, he's getting ready. In his windup, the pitch. Fastball, Gable to the right side, fouls it off. He's staying alive, 2-2. Porter looking to end this at-bat right here with a pitch in his windup. Low fastball not called, just below the knees. 3-2 count. It's full. He's going to try again. And Gable swinging on the left side. Feathers is diving but is not able to make the play. Hafer throws it in home. The plate is not in time. 2-run score for the Bulldogs. It's a 10-6 ball game. 2 RBI double for Jack Gable. I mean, that's exactly where you want to position that hit. Feathers just trying to lay out for it, just is not able to get there. Gets through the hole between Feathers and Frantic Hafer. Again, obviously a great thrower.
Yeah.
Is not able to get it to the plate in time. Porter delivers it to, I believe this is Snyder, who is hitting. This is his second time at the plate this inning, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So
going back around again.
0-1 count. This is the second. So top of the fifth, the Eagles hit around. No, the Bulldogs hitting around. Bulldogs have upped the Eagles 5 runs in the inning with 6 of their own. 10-6 ball game. 1-1 count here. Fastball inside, but called for a strike. Kind of brushes off Snyder, but it's 1-2, 1 out. Porter, the pitch. Fastball high, 2-2 count. Again, only 1 out so far for the Eagles. Bulldogs have hit around. Snyder's swinging again, fouls it off. Fastball on the outside by Porter is called for a strike. Strike 3, and that's the second out of the inning. Liam Porter with his second out of this inning. It's going to be his first down on a strike. And Eagles just 1 out away from getting out of this rough inning. Alex Ernesto at the plate sees a fastball down the middle. Almost pulls the trigger. Checks his swing a little bit, but either way, it's going to be a strike. 0-1 count. 0-2 count now. Fouls that behind the plate. And we were talking about how Exeter, on pitching, has done a good job of keeping Wilson at bay. A great Wilson lineup. And strike 3 delivered. Ernesto is down looking. And finally, the end of the 5th inning, a combined 11 runs from both teams, and a completely different ball game. I guess not, because it was a Bulldogs lead going in, and now Bulldogs lead by 4 going out. But
we're right back to where we started.
You're right back to where we started after a big inning of offense from both teams. And at the end of the top of the 5th, we were talking about how Exeter was able to hit and keep them at bay, keep that great Wilson lineup at bay on offense. But that Wilson lineup just really showed out. And it's not necessarily that Exeter was throwing bad pitches. Wilson was just able to hit it around, just able to get it down to the part of the field that they wanted. So Snyder's going to return to the mound in the top of the 6th inning. That was a long sequence of events, and we appreciate you for sticking around. We will see you in the top of the 6th, Exeter at the plate. Jake Hafer at the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. He's going to swing at a fastball that goes behind the catcher, Herbine. Now, Carson, we have him marked down as number 4. Do I see number 1 on his jersey?
I saw that at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the game.
I was very confused.
I thought maybe that I saw it wrong on your paper, and I was like, oh.
Fastball inside is going to be ball 1. Hafer to the right side of the infield. Second baseman Gable is there for the out. Hunsaker makes the play at first. That's the first out of the inning for the Bulldogs. Quick one by Austin Snyder. Chase Yaus with a big 2 RBI bunt, triple, whatever you want to call it, to start that frenzy in the top of the 5th. He's at the plate now. Curveball down the middle of the plate. Yes, not tempted to swing. 0-1 count.
That was a beautiful pitch.
It was. Great movement by Snyder. And Yaus is just ahead of that one. Actually, no, should I say he's behind that one. Snyder. Quick fastball down the middle. Early. 0-2 count. One out here. Fastball on the outside. 1-2 count. Again, Yaus, one of just 3 seniors on this Exeter team. Or one of 3 seniors in this lineup. Of course, can't forget about Gavin Miller in the rotation. Yaus swinging at a curveball in the dirt, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. A great pitch. Just baits Yaus into swinging, and Snyder. A much better sequence of events for him in the top of the 6th as compared to the top of the 5th.
Yeah, Snyder's been throwing some nice pitches here to start this
He
inning.
has been. So it's going to be Joel Marino at the plate. Is this the first half inning without a runner? We will see. It's a good start for Snyder. It's 1 strike. An inside fastball to Marino. Marino still hitless this season, looking for his first. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Brendan Weller due up. Followed by Brenton Feathers. Breaking ball high, 2-1 count to Marino. Marino had a walk in the 1st inning. Could draw one here. He's going to ground it to the right side. Christo Hunsaker makes the play at first base on a grounder. That had kind of a nasty hop, but Hunsaker anticipated it. And just like that, we are headed to the bottom of the 6th. And finally, a quick half inning with, 3 up, 3 down. We have not seen that today. So, a unique one. A great half inning by Austin Snyder. Gets out the top of the lineup. And we are headed to the bottom of the 6th. Wilson tries to add on an Exeter. Only 3 outs remaining in this ball game. We'll try to keep Wilson's lineup at bay, and we will see what happens. We will be right back here on the Student Sportscast by Adam Cooke Journalism. Thank you for listening, and we will see you right after this. Bottom of the 6th, Bulldogs trying to get some more insurance. Bulldogs, of course, added 6 runs in the bottom of the 5th and did not allow any Exeter hitters to get on base in the top of the 6th, exactly what they wanted from Austin Snyder. And now at the plate, Wilson steps up. It's going to be Tim Langle, the lefty. So Liam Porter stays in the pitch. It's a 10-6 ball game. Fastball high, 1-0. Langle hitting 6th in this lineup. Following is Cole Lavin, the DH, followed by I believe the new catcher is Gabe Spohn. So it's 2-0 count. Porter delivers another ball. Fastball delivered to Langle. It's the first strike of the at-bat. 2-1. Langle's been on base all 3 at-bats so far. 2-2 now.
Hit by a pitch last inning.
Yes, he was. That was a big moment. That, I believe that made it bases loaded, no outs. So 2-2 now. Porter trying to get a good start to this inning. Fastball in the dirt. It's not going to bite. He's not going to bite. So 3-2. The count's full. I mean, I wonder. Because obviously we're not keeping track, but like how many counts have gone full? I mean, there have been a ton. And another one is here to Langle. No outs. Fastball on the outside. Not called for strike 3. It's going to be ball 4 instead. Langle draws a walk. Cole Lavin, we're in 26, the lefty. The DH. Has 2 hits so far today. He's going to see a strike down the middle of the plate. 0-1 so far. No bullpen action for the Eagles. Liam Porter trying to work this Bulldogs offense. Lavin fouls behind the plate. 0-2 count early. Big spot here for Porter and Lavin for that matter. Bulldogs trying to add on. Porter trying to keep this game within reach. High fastball, and it's a wild pitch. It's going to get by Weller and Langle into second base. Moves up 90 feet. The count is going to be 1-2. And now that eliminates the possibility of a double play. We saw one today, I believe. There were a few opportunities that teams just could not convert, but it's not going to matter because Langle's now at second. And that's the second hit by pitch. It's Lavin. Lavin gets drilled in the back by a fastball. He doesn't seem very bothered by it, but he's going to take his base. And what goes from 1-2 now turns into runners on first and second. Gabe Spohn is the hitter now, who is in for Herbine. The righty wearing 25 is in. Porter, another righty, deals. Fastball low, 1-0 count. Spohn scored last inning, in for Tyler Herbine. 1-0 count. Again, Bulldogs lead 10-6. And another wild pitch. Langle's going to move up another 90 feet, as does Lavin. 2-0 count. 2 runners in scoring position. They're right there for Spohn. Is he able to drive him in is the question. With no outs. Fastball low, but a strike. 2-1. Strike 2, 2-2 count. Gabe Spohn. 2-2 count again. Fastball hit down to Franick. Franick makes the play to Marino. Runners will not advance. Lango looked like he was possibly looking to dart towards home, but
I saw that.
He just the third baseman coach. I believe that's Coach Underwood. I could be wrong though. Keeps him there. It's hard to see. I mean, everyone's got their hoods up.
Yeah.
And that's coming towards us. Bounces the other way. Foul ball to the left side. The hitter's going to be Colby Kostelik. 0-1 count again. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Fastball high, 1-1 count. I mean, the hitters, especially the lefties, are kind of poking it out, trying to get towards us in the foul territory. So, Porter, the pitch, high fastball, 1-2, or 2-1, should I say?
You know, if you think about it, lefties are typically the best hitters. If I'd have to say so myself.
Lefties are very good.
Against the righty pitchers, it's just a little easier.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I'm lefty, so I'm biased, but
same here. Porter plays a fastball by him. 2-2 count now. Hunsiker's due up. Followed by Marmoleos. Gable, Culp. Not Culp. It's going to be Snyder, not Culp. Culp left the inning in the top of the fifth. Fastball high. 3-2 count. It's full. Nothing atypical from this at bat. It's got everything you've expected. You got full count. Foul ball's coming towards us. Surprised there's no pickoff attempts.
there hasn't been any for a while. I was thinking that.
Yeah, early in the game, I mean, these teams, they were pretty ambitious with those leads. Kostelik draws a walk. Comes back down 2-2. And now bases are loaded, 1 out. Hunsiker at the plate. Hunsiker drives it into right field. Carter Renning is there to make the catch, but it's going to be a sacrifice fly. Tim Langle, a little slower to reach home plate there. I think he hesitated to advance on the sacrifice fly, but regardless, he's in to score. 11-6 is now the score. Wilson Bulldogs remain on top. So the Bulldogs have scored in every inning except the first, when Cameron Martin was on the mound. Hitter's going to be number 12, Ryan Marmoleos, the second baseman. Porter gets ready in his windup. Low fastball. It's going to be a ball. Porter the pitch. Marmoleos fouled in to first base. And Joel Marino is going to make the catch. That's the third out of the inning. It looked like it was going to go into foul territory, but it just stayed high. And Marino's under it to make the catch. So Exeter in a tricky situation. They're down 5 runs. We're headed to the top of the 7th inning. And they have just 3 outs to hopefully for them tied up for the Bulldogs. Snyder's looking to put them away. And we will see you after a short break. Eagles, it's all or nothing for them now.
Yep.
Thank you again for listening to the Student Sportscast. Austin Snyder on the mound dealing to Brandon Weller. Bulldogs lead 11-6. Just 3 outs to go. Fastball low to Weller. He's swinging 0-1 count. Snyder in his windup. He's dealing. Breaking ball gets Weller swinging again. 0-2 count. I mean, Snyder's pounding the zone right here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Last inning, he pitched a heck of an inning last inning.
Another breaking ball. Weller hits it to the shortstop. Delivered to Hunsaker at first. And that's the first out of the inning. A big one. And the Eagles just not quite able to get something started right there. So Weller's out on the ground out to the shortstop, Gable. At the plate now, it's going to be Brenton Feathers. Strike one, brushes Feathers off the plate. 1-0 count. Feathers knows how to pick up some saves in the net. Can he save this Exeter lineup? Get something going. Fouls it off to the left side. A long pop-up in foul territory. 1-1. 1 out. Again, no runners for the Eagles so far. Austin Snyder dealing. Trying to end it here with 2 outs. Well, needs 2 outs to get it done. There is 1 out currently. Yep. Fastball in the dirt. Bounces past Turbine. 2-1. And, of course, the wind is intensifying again, because why wouldn't it? 2-1 count. Bulldogs. Fastball inside. Feathers has to back off of it, but it's called. Feathers looked a little surprised by that call.
Yeah, that's what I was. Well, because he backed off the plate pretty far.
Yeah. 2-2 count. Feathers makes contact, keeps the Eagles going. First base runner of the inning. Gets in between the third baseman and the shortstop, Gable. So, 1 out. The hitter's going to be Jacob Franick. Brenton Feathers at first base. So that's Brenton's, I think, second or third hit of the day. I think third.
Yeah.
It's his third hit of the day.
Walked last inning.
Yep. Franick out to center field. It's going to fall. Another hit for the Eagles. Eagles are not going down with a fight. Or not going down without a fight.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the right saying. So Feathers at second base now. Franick with a bloop hit into center. Center fielder Kostelic just not able to get to it in time. Can't blame him on that one. And Matt Warham, who has been the clutchest hitter on this Eagles team so far today, is going to be at the plate. And like we're saying with Christo Hunsaker, there's not a guy you'd probably want more than Hunsaker at the plate for the Bulldogs. Now, Warham, interestingly enough, even though he's a sophomore hitting 7th, he's a guy you want up because he's given you 2 runs so far today in huge situations, including the go-ahead in the top of the 5th. Of course, that did not last very long. Snyder the pitch. Warham swinging. Fouls it off behind the plate. 0-1 count. Again, 1 out. Top of the 7th. Runners on first and second. Snyder looks back at Feathers. Looks back at him again in his windup. The pitch, breaking ball. It's low. 1-1 count. Exeter needs 5 or more runs to keep this game going. Send it back to the bottom of the inning. Snyder does not let that happen. And Warham, an unlucky hit right to the third baseman. And Alex Ernesto right there to make the play. And if that gets by Ernesto, I mean,
that would have been
that's huge.
He almost could have had the double play if he would have thrown it to second almost.
Yeah, I mean, it
decided
looked
to
like
go
Feathers
first.
was back there. Ernesto tried to get behind Frantic at first for the double play to end the game, but it's not quite there. But Warham it was a great piece of hitting. Pulls it down the line. And if that falls, that
was an impressive
big.
catch. Yeah.
Ernesto, the liner, right to him. Now the Eagles, down to the last out. It's going to be Carter Redding at the plate. Fastball down the middle. Actually, it's not Carter Redding. It's Gavin Barker. So now Gavin Barker's in to hit for Carter Redding. 0-1 count to Barker. The pitch. Curveball low to Gavin Barker. 1-1 count. 2 outs. 11-6 ball game. Bulldogs lead. Austin Snyder trying to close it out. Snyder, after allowing a few runs in the top of the 5th, has been
really calmed himself down.
Great. 1-2 count. Barker swinging a low fastball. No, he's just a strike away from ending this ball game. A roller. I mean, if he can end it here, he's going to end it here.
Yeah.
He wants to end it.
Especially with how cold it is.
First of all, the cold. And second, like, anything can happen if he doesn't get this out here.
Yeah.
This game's been crazy. You can't predict anything. Snyder, the pitch. Barker stays alive, fouls it off behind the plate.
Yeah, with runner in scoring position, this is where you want to get a guy out.
5-run lead, pretty significant. Especially with 2 outs, 2 strikes here. But anything can happen, of course. It's baseball. That's how it is. Pitch. Barker swinging on a fastball on the outside, and that's the ball game. Bulldogs win 11-6. And Snyder puts an end to it, and Barker down on strikes.
Impressive battle. I mean,
a great battle. So Wilson's walking away with the win. Exeter falls to 3-1. Wilson 3-0.
Yep.
So let's talk about this game a little bit more. I mean, I would go over some of the offensive leaders, but there is so much to digest there.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
I mean, this game was really just driven by offense. I mean, 11-6 again is the final score. Bulldogs put up a run in every inning except the first, pack in 6 to the 5th inning, combined with Exeter's 5 in the 5th inning, making it an 11-run inning across both halves. And Bulldogs take a huge win in to start Berks 1 play. I'm not exactly sure yet what's happening in Shillington yet. I will look for a score as we're talking.
Also, the pitching in this game, it wasn't bad pitching.
Not bad at all. I mean, I think it was just good offense. Now, taking a look around the county, a score that we're looking at. Thank you to Paul Roberts for this tweet. This was a little bit of a surprise. Governor Mifflin beats Muhlenberg, which I'm not surprised about. 11-1 in 5 innings.
11-1 is impressive.
Yeah, Mercy rolls them after 5 innings. Bryce Detweiler throws a 1-hitter. Wow.
That is impressive, yeah.
I mean, Wilson's a great team, and we just saw that. But, that Governor Mifflin team's hard to beat. And if you are wondering, we will see Governor Mifflin and Wilson next week in Shillington. So we're going to see the Bulldogs again. We're going to see the Mustangs for the first time this season.
Hopefully a little bit warmer of a game.
Hopefully. So I will be on the call for that one. Not sure who's going to be aside me. So, yeah, a great game here. And, again, huge thank you to Wilson for letting us in the cooperation. Coach Bill Underwood, Athletic Director Drew Kaufman, and anything else you want to say, Carson?
I don't think so. I think we just got to see a great game, and
That was
hopefully
a great
it continues.
Finally, after 3 hours of cold baseball, roller coaster baseball, it is over. Thank you all for listening. That will conclude the first Student Sportscast. We will see you next week on April 2nd. That is directly a week from now on Wednesday. So that's exciting. That's a game to look forward to, a big one that can really alter this Berks landscape. So again, one final time. Wilson wins 11-6. A crazy fifth inning propels them to victory. And that'll do it for us. Thank you again listening to the inaugural Student Sportscast. Have a good one, and thank you for listening.